Welcome back to the Money Script Podcast. I'm your host, Johanse Harrison. Great to be with you here again. So many things to be grateful for today. It has been a heck of a week. It has. I'm just going to leave it at that. But we are here today. I am here today. It's we. I'm not here alone. When am I ever here alone? I'm here today we are here today. There we go. To pour into each and every one of you today. I am so excited. I have one of my wife's favorite authors. This is one of Alicia's favorite authors here today. We have Gail Perry-Mason of Money Matters for Youth and co-author of Girl, Make Your Money Grow. Welcome to the podcast, Gail. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no, it's so great to be here on this podcast. And I'm so proud of you and your wife. You guys are like a movement. I have to say, a movement of money, a movement of love, a movement. So I'm just proud to be. And I said, you know what, no matter what I had going on today, I had to be here. Like I had to. Her email was like so amazing when she sent it to me. I'm like, okay, so I can't wait to get together with you guys in person once this pandemic is over with.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait either. You know, actually, you're in Detroit. Detroit was my first flight I ever took. I was 19 years old. The first time I ever got on a plane, it was to go to Detroit.
Really?
Yep. I went to go. I was trying to get a job at OnStar, which the GM owned OnStar at the time.
General Motors. Yes, that's where one of my Money Matters for Youth top young investors who now helps run it for me. She worked for OnStar when she was running the camp for me.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So yeah, so I did a short little stint with them, and then I got the job at the bank, and I was like, that's the job I really wanted. So I left and been in financial services ever since. So yeah, Detroit has a special place in my heart because I didn't get on a plane until I was 19 years old, and I was absolutely terrified. So,
and you came to Detroit and changed your whole life.
Changed my whole life. Then I was ready to get on a plane to go anywhere and everywhere. So I have to admit, I have not read the entire book, but I did spend about 3 days with it, and oh my gosh, this book is so wonderful. I mean, it almost everything that has ever come out of my mouth in the 20 years of a financial planner is in this book. It's all in there. Everything from managing your debt to understanding your family structure to life insurance, starting an investment portfolio, paying off debt. I mean, everything is there. So please tell me, how did you and Glenda come up with the idea of writing this book? Where did it come from?
Well, she first wrote this book, Girl, Get Your Money Straight, which is like first the budgeting part. And then she said, yeah, we need to now make it grow. So I need your help. And so we collaborated. And that's what sisters do. You collaborate. And so it's like, okay, I got the growth part. You got to get the debt straight. Let's just do this together. So we came up with our own mission statement. And then we tell other people, come up with your mission statement, no matter what you do in your life. And I always tell people come up with their board of directors and a mission statement. So we kind of talked about it. So that's why in the book, it says you need your board of directors, you need your mission statement. And this podcast that you and your wife are doing should be on everybody's board of directors. So you are probably on people's board of directors and you don't even know it. So.
I love it. So why girl? I mean, why not just?
Well, you can scratch out and put man, dude, whatever you want to. But our target audience was first women because that's like the largest audience. Because a lot, as you already know, a lot of women didn't handle the finances. And then, or never really had time to handle the finances. So it's either I don't handle the finances in the household, or I don't have time to handle the finances, or I'm just spending with my heart. I'm doing emotional spending. I'm doing emotional, because a lot of women, we get asked for money all the time. So we're the ones who spend with our hearts, spend with our souls, spend with everything. And so this is a way to say, hey, we got to take care of ourselves. So it's kind of like more self-care too, and paying yourself first. And that's what we do talk about, is paying yourself first. And I know you talk about that all the time. You know?
All the time.
Yeah, definitely.
I like a fun question I like asking individuals, men or women, anyone. I ask them, what's your number one asset? And it's so fun to hear them say, oh, probably my 401k. No, it's definitely my house. And they go, all these things. I'm like, nah, you've got one more. And they'll be stuck for a second. I'm like, what about you? You are your number one asset, your ability to get up each morning and go to work to earn the money so that you can buy the house and you can buy the car, so you can get all the nice things. You are your number one asset. How are you protecting pouring into and caring for your number one asset. And it helps people just think about their whole financial situation differently. Like, oh wait, it is because of me. These things they only exist because of me, or with me. They're not, they're not isolated away from me. They are a part of me and a part of what I was able to do. Out of curiosity, I'm wondering, what age group do you think this book is? Where should someone start? I mean, is this a book I should send to my teenage clients that are young women? I mean, where do you think that this is?
To teenage, middle age, all the way up to age 90. I mean, everyone. I mean, I think you're never too late to make your money grow. I think you're never too late to use money as a tool. I think you're never too late to put together your personal board of directors, and you're never too young. So even though it says girl, make your money grow, it doesn't say woman, make your money grow, but it's for girls, women, men, everyone. You can just, it's a book that, that we wrote for everyone, but we just kind of focus on women getting it together in their life. So, a lot of places we all need to, have like restoration of our finances, whether I messed up, I went through a divorce or this or that, whatever somebody's going through in their life. So the book is not really what you're going through. It's really talks about where you're going to. A lot of people haven't said, I haven't saved enough money for retirement. Now, you and I both know that. Like everybody has a shortfall, when it comes to retirement or whatever, because I don't know anyone who has too much money for retirement. So I just think, so it's a way to like play catch up with your finances.
Got it. Now, the concept of the Money Matters for Youth, did that come before the book or after? Where was the inception of Money Matters for Youth?
It was before, 26 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes, like years and years ago. And I was in my 20s, and I ended up coming up with, I was reading the Wall Street Journal. I always read, and I think that's the key to life. It's just reading, different papers, different perspectives. So I was reading the Wall Street Journal, and they had this front page, Rich Kids Camp. And I'm like, okay, Rich Kids Camp. Like, okay, nobody on this camp looked like my kids. So I said, and I couldn't afford to send my kids here. It was $10,000 to go to the camp. And then you had to bring $10,000 with you to invest in the market. I'm like, really? So I said, okay, I'm gonna put on one here in Detroit, just like that. And we're gonna ride around in limos. They're gonna buy stock. They're gonna have bank accounts. They're gonna do this. And I'm gonna do it for $50. So we just did kind of balling on a budget, basically. And so I did the first camp. And I had 50 young people in it, and it was amazing. So 26 years later, like now we're, going to the shareholders meeting with Warren Buffett. Now we're on our CNBC documentary with Warren Buffett. I mean, now all of my young people are impressing major people all over the world. And it's so amazing because people who started with me, 26 years ago are now either in the financial service industry, running venture capital funds, owning their own business, working in corporate America, or just doing things that are great or giving back. Because, we taught, only thing you can do with your money is spend it, share it, and save it. Like that's the three things. And they all are sharing, giving back. And I haven't had a vacation in 26 years. So the people come back now, my young investors, and they come back and they take their vacation and they work with me. Matter of fact, I just had a Zoom with all of my young people this past week. And it was a blessing just to see everyone and see what they're doing and getting married, having kids and all of this. So it's been 6,000 kids later, 6,000
Wow.
young investors later. So I started this, when I was in my 20s, and I'm not going to stop. This is I always say what I do for a living, what I do for a life. And this is what I do for a life. It's my Money Matters for Youth, and teaching our young people, whether it's how to play golf, because most business deals are on the golf course, whether it's how to start a business and pay themselves in dividends, how to give back, business etiquette, how to build Black Wall Street. So we've done so many different things. We don't even have enough time to talk about it, but yeah, so I love it though.
You said spend, save, and share, and I connected the dots. That is where I first met you. It was a presentation of Money Matters for Youth. And I was looking for something that I could take into the school system when I was doing my I still do it to this day, but a lot of schools have been closed, but doing financial literacy for youth. And I was looking for a curriculum and I came across Money Matters for Youth. And I remember to spend, save, share. Yes. Oh, wow. Full circle. That is, and I was thinking, I was like, that was a long time ago. And it was. That is awesome. That is amazing.
No, the time has gone by so fast, and it's just. But my young people but I always still stay connected to so many young people who have gone through the program, and because we divide them up like stocks: small cap, mid cap, and large cap. Elementary school is small cap, middle school is mid cap, and large cap. So they actually graduate from small cap to mid cap, from mid cap to large cap. They learn about those stocks. And then they also learn how to start a business together. The first word everybody learns is how to spell the word opportunity. And then in the word opportunity is the word unity. So it's kind of like what they can do together. So we've gone from doing skits together, we used to do, and now virtually we're doing TikTok videos. They're all doing TikTok videos on Black Wall Street, how to give, how to share, how to buy stock, how to do all this stuff. So now they're doing the real TikTok videos and Snapchat. They're doing, my young investors I'm just so proud. I can't tell you how proud I am of them for learning and teaching others. So.
Wow, that is fun. I want to be in the class now. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I just did one in LA week before last during the during the Easter break. So I just did one in LA. And matter of fact, they got to send me an email this morning. Okay, we're doing summer too. I'm like, oh my God. So yes, I have all these kids in LA that I just totally fell in love with. We planted a financial garden because you got to plant seeds and water it, and how to do that. And then I had them all make pillowcases on how to sleep at night. What's making money while you're sleeping at night? So you actually had to write, like, what do you want to make money while you're sleeping at night? Whether it's your investments, whether it's this, whether it's, so they did pillowcases. They did, we had set the table, and I told them about my +1 strategy. And I said, everybody have a +1 strategy, and always bring somebody else to the table. So you learn how to set the table, but not just to set the table alone. If you have a seat at the table and it's an opportunity, you always bring someone else. So we talked about, do it. They were just, oh my God, they were so amazing. So I can't, now I got a whole new, a bunch of kids in LA now too that I'm working with. So.
All right. Well, we're going to have to get you some kids here in Dallas, because that sounds like so much fun. I remember, it's all coming back to me now. I remember it all, the time I heard the presentation. It had to be a decade ago. This is
probably a decade or more. I don't even know when. Yeah, it's just.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you some kids in Dallas because I want to be a part of that.
I have some babies in Dallas.
You do?
So came to my camp this last summer. So I do have some babies in Dallas. Yeah, one kid was named Lance because he won the stock market contest for the small cap.
Go Lance.
He came to class with a suit every day. And he was just elementary school. Oh my God, he was so cute. So he's from Dallas, yes.
Well, tell Lance that we're looking for interns. So tell him a financial firm in Dallas that's looking.
Oh, I sure will. I know, that was just so great. So.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. I want to circle back to going back to Girl, Make Your Money Grow, because you said something at the top of our session, and it reminded me of a lot of the articles that I've been reading that are in the journal, in Forbes, et cetera, that are talking about the revolution that's happening with the greatest transfer of wealth in the United States history. And the majority of that wealth is going to women. Women tend to outlive men. There's actually more women than men. And I've also experienced, as an advisor, I have a lot of couples where the joke I make is that, sir, you may wear the pants, but she purchased them, picked them out, and told you to put them on today. and they'll laugh at that. They're like, yeah, I guess you're right. And it doesn't matter whether the male makes more money or less. The women are driving a lot of the decisions. But then when I get to the investing conversation, it just comes to a halt. And they send me right back to the spouse, because that's the part where there's kind of this wall of understanding, or this fear and trepidation, et cetera. Can you give a little insight on that and how we can help continue to break that mold?
Yeah, we have to break that mold. That's one of my missions in life, is to break that mold, because, like you said, women make the financial decisions, whether it comes to, I got to write the check out for this, or I got to go online and do this. I have to keep all the records together for the accountant. I have to do whatever it takes. And then I do the grocery shopping. I do this, I do that. All of that is being the chief life officer. We got to change from being the chief life officer as women, because that's what we are for the family. We are the chief life officer and we hold it together. But now we need to become the chief financial officer too, which means we got to change that, put on a different hat. It's like, you know what? Let me do this. Like when I go to a grocery store and I go and, buy this product, do I own it? So we just got to start looking. And that's what I talked about in Grow, Make Your Money Grow. How, when you switch on the lights, do I own this electrical company or what? Those type of things. They're in the book that we talk about. But I think we need to start, because if you really look at statistics, women investment clubs, women coming together have made more money than men when it comes to, investment clubs. So we really make better financial decisions, but we're just like, sometimes the wall comes up, like you said. So brick by brick, we got to bring that wall down. And the way we're doing is by like what you're doing with you and Alicia, doing the podcast, coming together, showing, hey, this is a woman's world. I love Sally, the CEO of Elevest.
Yes.
Have you ever looked at Elevest?
Yes, I have. Oh yes. I absolutely. Yes, she is. I love it. They
are killing it. Like, yes. I love Elevest. Like, that is probably one of the, and I have no relation with Elevest. I just I'm an admirer. I'm a cheerleader for them, because they make the women. So I tell women sometimes when they come, I say, you know what, go to Elevest. So one person did a Zoom this week with me who lives in Texas. So we did a Zoom this week. She lives in Houston. So anyway, she was like, Gail, look at this. She said, look what Elevest sent me. Look, they make you feel so good. And they send you this thing, women have power and women this and women that. Everything that they send you is just like, you feel empowered. So we're the financial firms that are actually empowering women. I just think the financial firm is empowering, I look at Elevest, what they're doing. I love what they're doing to empower women. So it is just the most amazing thing. But most financial firms don't take that step. They'll look, say, oh yeah, women do this, women are inheriting the money. But okay, but your focus is on the men. And I notice that, I can even say where I work. I'm not saying exactly where I work, but when I see the families come in, I see all the men advisors. They look right at the men. Okay, you sign first. This goes in your Social Security, and this you sign first. You do this first. You do, and I'm like, you are dismissing, and the woman's okay with being dismissed during the first. You're here. You're first to sign. I mean, I've always noticed, and I'm like, why would, I'll ask people like, who wants to sign first? Who wants to take, okay, which one want to sign first? Which one want to do this? Like, okay, are you're closer to the pen, but you never dismiss the woman. And I notice a lot of men in the conversation dismiss the women. Bring her in, so.
Yeah, I had Shannon Ryan. She was she's an advisor out in California, and she was one of my leaders, mentors early on. Mm-hmm. And she was the first woman that I saw in the business that was actually doing great work. And she gave me a lot of great tips very early in my career. And she challenged me. She said, when you ask for the order, try asking the woman first.
Yes.
And sometimes they may turn to the husband and say, well, what do you think? But just ask them first. And I took that on and internalized it very early on in my career. And I've had many, many women that have said to me, thank you. Thank you for making me feel like a part of the process. Thank you for understanding that I don't know a lot about this and going slow with me. Thank you for taking on, my opinion of what I think in the matter. Thank you for putting me as client number one. I'm like, well.
Yeah, and think about it. That's talk about diversity and inclusion. Mm-hmm. That's part of being, include.
Yes.
I mean, diversity and inclusion is really just including others. So we're not going to just say, okay, this is the man's. No, it's not. It's just not just a man's world. God made women too. So it's our world to come together. So I just think and even when there's. I think, and then I believe in the holistic approach of the whole entire family, whether it's money matters or whether it's, as an advisor, whatever, I believe that we take a holistic approach to, have the kids involved, have them involved, have other people. It's just, because it's legacy. We need to have more, especially as African-Americans, more generational wealth. How do we break that cycle of not having generational wealth? That's the cycle. And that your generation, I think the next generation is doing a better job than my generation did. And I think we're starting it. And then the next generation, you pass the baton. And I think that they're really carrying it and learning more and doing more. And they're taking more risks than I would ever even imagine. Yes. Oh my God. You guys, I mean, with these, the art, the NTFs, the this, the that. And I'm like, oh my God. Yes. I think one more person calls me up about, you and I can't even talk about the Bitcoin, this, that, whatever. I'm like, one more person calls me up, I'm like, come on, really? Okay, I can't even talk about it. So I thank God I can't talk about it. But I'm just saying, I'm glad we're opening our hearts and our minds to at least learning about it, learning about different other avenues, taking risks. But it's not just fast money. And that's what people don't understand. You can't just make money like you're hitting the lottery.
Yeah, but when they see, when Joan did it and, Billy did it, they feel like they can do it too. I know. I got a text message about a cryptocurrency right before we started. And I was like, here we go.
I know. Don't you get it like all the time? I know. We look at our phones like, okay, really? Like, this is what I know.
And I really hope she's listening right now and can hear the discontent in my voice. Let's transition a bit here. For every guest on our show, there is a simple question that it's probably not that simple, depending. But there's a question that we like to ask for our audience. One of the things we want to learn are what are people's money scripts, meaning what are their first memories of money and how do those first memories impress upon them today for their money decisions? So with that, Gail, please tell us, what is your first memory of money?
So my first memory of money was when my mother, because I was adopted, so my mother was a lot older and she ended up taking me to, everybody had credit union accounts. Okay. And my mother actually said, always have an account at the credit union that only you and Jesus knows about. So my first memory of money was like, okay, I got to have a joint account with Jesus. So, so I was like, okay, Jesus, you don't add any money to it,
No, he actually wants some, actually, is what.
But Jesus adds favor to it. So that's all that matters. So his favor is worth more than money. We all know that.
Yes.
But the thing is that, when I think about money, and I will tell you the one thing that, because I was adopted, I was more hungry in life I remember every year my mother had a difficult time paying the taxes on the house. They'll come to, the tax bill's coming. The winter tax bill and the summer tax bill. I'll never forget that. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make enough money where I'm gonna go ahead and pay her taxes every year. And then all the women at church, had fur coats, and my mom didn't have a fur coat. So I said, I'm going to make enough money one day. I'm going to buy her a fur coat. So everything that I set out to do, I was like, okay, I got to pay her taxes. So I paid her taxes all the time. I paid her, and I got her a fur coat. Now, do I have a fur coat? Well, I don't have a fur coat. I do whatever. But it made me hungry to show appreciation, and I used my way to, like, I got to make some money because I have to do this. So I was more hungry to serve, or hungry to say thank you, or hungry for gratitude. So, because I just wanted to give back to my mother who chose to love me. And so when you do things in gratitude, I think the money mindset is a little bit different than just saying, I got to save for some red bottoms. It'll put my budget into red, but I'm saving for some red bottoms, So I think it's a big difference because those shoes hurt, number one, and then it hurts your budget and your shoes hurt. And I'm like, when they make some orthopedic red bottoms, I might check them out. But anyway, it depends on how they look. But it's just I just think the way we look at money, and this is one thing I do. Oh my God, I don't have it right here, but I did this when I did my camp last week. So I give everybody a jar and I put on it life, LIFE, living in financial freedom every day. And I think if we make more deposits in life than withdrawals, you'll never be in a negative. So I don't care if you have a 2-year-old, I don't care if you have a 10-year-old, I don't care if it's grandma, aunt, whoever's living with you, whoever it is, husband, spouse, whatever. People need to make deposits every day. So whether it's like, okay, let me take the change out of my pocket, let me take the change out the bottom of my purse, let me put it in here. make a deposit every day. If we get in a habit, because the only way we're going to change our money habits is by changing our habits and doing something 21 days in a row. So we got to make more deposits. So whether it's, you can look at the stock market, you can look at this, talk to people, but make a deposit, do something physical every day and do it together as a family. I always say, take a holistic approach to the family and then just get a life jar. And I look at people growing up, I see people, you walk in their homes back in the day, it's like, oh my God, they got all this change. That's my vacation fund. I got change in this jar for, that's my down payment on a car, whatever it may be. And people have done that. Not to say, you do need to invest, but just we need to start with, I think, making deposits in ourselves. And that's self-care, self-love, family love.
Indeed. Yeah. Indeed. Gail, thank you so much. This was incredible. I took so many notes. I'm letting you know right now, I'm using all of this, the pillowcase. Can't wait to have that conversation. Living in financial freedom every day, Chief Life Officer. Oh, gym after gym after gym. Gail, as we exit, please share with our friends and family, where can they find your book? Where can they learn more about Money Matters for Youth?
So the book is on Amazon. Girl, Make Your Money Grow. Just buy it on Amazon. And then the Money Matters for Youth, go to our Money Matters for Youth Facebook page. So that's where we put a lot of our stuff that we're doing, a lot of opportunities. So go to our Facebook page or go to Money Matters 1996 at Gmail. So Money Matters 1996 at Gmail or moneymattersforyouth.com is our website. So, but Money Matters for Youth 1996 at gmail.com is our email. So
beautiful. Again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Gail Perry-Mason. Girl, Make Your Money Grow, or just Make Your Money Grow. Anybody can read this book. Anybody can read it.
Girl. Let's scratch out. Just Make Your Money Grow.
Anybody can read it.
But hug your family for me. Hug your entire family. And hopefully I will talk to you guys soon.
Very soon. Thank you very much, Gail. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks for joining us on the Money Script podcast. Be sure to check out our other episodes, subscribe, follow, and give us 5 stars. Continue to send your financial questions on Twitter or Instagram at The Money Script. Go to moneyscriptwealth.com and schedule your complimentary consultation to discuss your specific goals and concerns. Financial advisory and investment management services are offered by Money Script Wealth Management PLLC, a registered investment advisory firm registered in the state of Texas and California and other states where exempt. The Money Script LLC and the Money Script Wealth Management PLLC and guests of the episode may have interest in the investments mentioned today. The opinions and views are expressed here are for informational purposes only. This material is educational in nature and should not be deemed as a solicitation for any specific product or service. All investments involve risk and a significant loss of principal. The Money Script nor Money Script Wealth Management offer tax or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney for specific advice about your situation. Until next time.